Clear? Chapter number 5, common business terminologies. So as of now, chapter 1 we have done, chapter 2 we have done, chapter 6 we have done. So chapter 3, 4 and 5 are pending. Let us finish chapter 5, very important chapter. Then we will start with chapter 3 and 4. So chapter 5 is nothing but common business terminologies. These are nothing but different terms or definitions what are used in business. Clear? So what are the different terms? What are the meanings of different definitions? What are used in business? That is covered under chapter 5. Clear? I have given the definitions like this. I have given all the tables. I have given small definitions are there. 100, 150 small definitions are there. Here you only need to remember. You only need to remember the meaning. You need not remember the complete definition given here. Just remember the meaning, more than enough. Clear? I will explain the meaning. I will tell what to remember, what not to remember. Very important from MCQ's point of view. So introduction we'll see later on. Introduction we'll see later on. Let us directly start with definitions. Clear? So starting May, first part of our definitions is related to finance, stock and commodity markets. Clear? So definitions used in finance, stock and commodity markets. Let us see. The first one, agent. Agent is also called as what? Brokerage firm. Agent is also called as brokerage firm. And what is an agent? Agent is a person who acts on behalf of client. Clear? Agent is a person who acts on behalf of client in buying or purchasing the shares. So in simple words, if I buy and sell the shares on behalf of my client, I repeat, I am buying shares on behalf of my client. I am selling shares on behalf of my client. Who am I? Agent. But remember one thing, agent cannot have, or you can say cannot buy or sell shares in his or her own name. In his or her own name. Clear? I repeat, agent is a person who is registered as a brokerer. I repeat, agent is a person who is registered as what's a brokerage firm. Where? With SEBI. Where will I register? I will register with SEBI. Clear? And according to SEBI, who is a broker? Broker is a person who will buy and sell the shares on behalf of client. I cannot buy shares in my own name as an agent. I cannot sell shares in my own name as an agent. Simple. It is illegal. According to SEBI regulations, agent cannot buy and sell the shares in his or her own name. I can only buy and sell the shares in the name of my client or customer. That is number one. Next. Then we have amortize. Amortize means charging a regular portion of an expenditure over a fixed period of time. Charge means debit to P&L account. Debit to P&L account. Sir, every year little amount I am transferring to P&L account. That is called what? Amortization. Clear? That is nothing but amortization. You might have heard the word called depreciation. Depreciation is calculated for tangible assets. Amortization is calculated for intangible assets. Intangible assets. I repeat, what is depreciation for tangible assets? Same depreciation for intangible assets is called what? Amortization. Depreciation also every year some percentage I will transfer to P&L account. Amortization also some percentage every year I will transfer to P&L account. There is no difference between amortization and depreciation. The only difference is like depreciation is a word used for tangible assets. Amortization is a word used for intangible assets. Example of intangible assets: patent, copyright, trademark, license, franchisee, etc. etc. Clear? Annuity due. Annuity due means payment at the beginning of each period. I repeat, payment at the beginning of each period. Let us say, for example, every year by 1st April, I have to make payment. Clear? Or best example is EMI. Best example is EMI. every month, if first of a month you have to pay EMI, it is called as what? Annuity due. Clear? See, EMI ka due date may be, EMI ka due date may be 1st April, it can be 5th May, it can be 6th May, it can be 1st May. Clear? It can be 10th May. I repeat, EMI ka date can be any date in a month. EMI ka date can be any date in a month. But when will EMI be considered as, when will be EMI considered as annuity? It will be considered as annuity only when it is first of every month. When EMI is due on first of every month, then only it is considered as annuity due. If EMI is due on 5th May, it is not considered as annuity. If it is there on 6th May, it is not considered as annuity. If my EMI is due on 10th May, it is not considered as annuity. EMI or any payment will be considered as an annuity only if it is due on which date? Only if it is due on first of every month. Clear? Next. Then we have annuity. Clear? Then you have annuity. Annuity means what? Series of payments of equal amount at fixed intervals of time for a specified number of periods. In simple words, EMI. Here EMI is called as what? Annuity. I repeat, EMI is called as annuity. If EMI, I repeat, if EMI is due on first of every month, then it is called as annuity due. What is EMI? It is a series of payments of equal amount. Every month I will pay the same EMI, right? Every month I will pay 5,000 as EMI. Every month I may pay 6,000 as EMI. At fixed intervals means every month on the same date I have to pay EMI for specified number of periods. For how many years I have taken in EMI, for that many years I need to pay. Clear? So point number 1, what is an annuity? It is nothing but EMI. What is annuity due? If EMI has to be paid on first of every month. If EMI becomes due on first of every month, it is called what? It is called as annuity due. Then we have appreciation. Clear? Then we have appreciation. So appreciation means increase in the value of asset. Increase in the value of asset is called what? Is called as appreciation. Clear? I repeat, decrease in the value of asset is called depreciation. I repeat, decrease in the value of asset is called what? Depreciation. Increase in the value of asset is called appreciation. Correct? Next. Then we have arbitrage. Arbitrage means simultaneous purchase and sale of commodities, identical commodities. For what? To take advantage of price variations. I repeat, arbitrage means simultaneous purchase and sale of same commodities. For what? To take advantage of price variations. Let us say, for example, I am buying a share, selling a share. Buying a share, selling a share. That is called what? Arbitrage. Simultaneously means, see, I will buy, today I will buy the share. Today I will buy the share for rupees 100. Today itself I will sell the share for how much? 102 rupees. Today only I buy the share for 100 rupees. Today only I sell it for 102 rupees. I repeat, today only I am buying the share. Today only I am selling the share. This is called what? Simultaneous buying and selling of shares. In order to take advantage of what? Price variation. In simple words, profit. To earn profit. How much is the profit here? Rupees 2. This is my profit. Simultaneous buying and selling. I am buying a share, selling a share. Buying a share, selling a share. When will I sell the share? Profit or loss? At obviously profit. That is called what? Arbitrage. Then we have asset. Asset means what? Economic resource. Economic means something which is monetary terms. Clear? Economic activity, non-economic activity, we have already seen. Economic resource means something which is in terms of money, that is expected to be of a benefit in future as a result of what? Past transactions or events. Sir, because of past transaction, in future I will get a benefit. Because, I repeat, because of past transaction, I will get a benefit in future. That is called what? Asset. I will write somewhere here. Sir, asset means what? Asset means it will give me future benefit because of past transactions. Past transaction. Clear? Let us say, for example, sold goods to Mr. A rupees 10 lakhs on 10th January 2021 for how many months? Let us say 6 months credit. Okay, I sold goods to Mr. A on 10 for 10 lakh rupees and he told that he will pay me after 6 months. Now tell, on I will get a benefit. Now tell, I will get a benefit on 10th June 2021 or not? On 10th June I will get a benefit. Today tell me, today 10th June is past or future? Today, as of today, 10th June is future. I am getting a benefit of sale in future. Why? Because I made a sale in the past. Today is which date, sir? Today is 11th May. As on 11th May, as of 11th May, 10th June, he told he will make a payment. So 10th June is what? Future. 10th June is nothing but future. So 10th June, that is in future, I will receive 10 lakh rupees from Mr. A. Why, sir? Because I sold goods to that fellow in past. That is called 10th January 2021. Clear? So rather than remembering like this, just remember what is an asset. It is something which will give me future benefit because of past event. Example, credit sales. Next, then we have current assets. Current assets and fixed assets. Just remember like this, assets which are sold within less than or equal to 12 months. Assets which are used for less than or equal to 12 months is called what? Current assets. Assets which are sold for more than 12 months, they are used and sold. Fixed asset. Assets which are sold within 12 months. Current assets. Assets which are sold after 12 months, maybe after 4 years, 5 years, 10 years also, are called which assets? Fixed assets. See here. So current asset are those assets that can be expected to turn into cash within a year or less. So less than or equal to 1 year. Fixed assets cannot be quickly turned into cash without interfering with business operations. Obviously, sir, if I sell my asset, if I sell my fixed asset, if I sell my machine, it will affect my business operations. That is why these are valuable items that last for more than 1 year. All these things not required. Just remember this much. If something is sold within 12 months, current asset, sold after using for 12 months, fixed assets. Then we have intangible assets. Intangible assets means assets which cannot be seen, assets which are not physical. Assets which are not physical are called what? Intangible assets. Example, patent, copyright, trademark, or any other kind of rights, or any other kinds of rights. It may be other kinds of rights means franchisee license. Clear? Next. Then we have ask or offer. Clear? Ask or offer. Ask means, sir, the lowest price at which owner is willing to sell his securities. The lowest price at which I am ready to sell my securities. Now let us say, for example, I purchased shares for rupees 150 per share. Clear? I purchased shares for 150 rupees per share. So what is the minimum price for which I will try to sell? 150. If I try to sell for less than 150, I will be at a loss, right? So that is why the lowest price for which I will sell will always be purchase price. The offer is higher than bid. Means offer means sell. Bid means buy. Offer means sell. Offer means sell. Bid means buy. Selling price will always be more than buying price, obviously. Selling price will always be more than buying price. MRP will always be higher than what I expect to. Clear? Then we have audit. Audit is nothing but review of financial records. Simple. Audit means what? review of financial records. I will verify your balance sheet. I will verify your P&L account. That is called what? Audit. And then we have bad debts. Bad debts means amount that are not going to be paid. Something which I am not going to receive is a bad debt. Something what people are not going to pay to me is a bad debt. Clear? Something which I am not going to receive or something which people are not ready to pay is called what? Bad debts. Then we have balance sheet. Balance sheet what? It is a statement of, clear, it is a statement of financial position. Clear, it is a statement of financial position. Statement of financial position means liabilities and assets. Liabilities will be shown on the left hand side, assets will be shown on the right hand side. Clear? So let me revise once. Clear? Point number one we have seen was agent. What is an agent? Agent is also called as brokerage firm. Agent should be registered with whom? SEBI. What will agent do? Buy and sell shares. Can an agent buy and sell shares in his or her own name? No. Can an agent or a broker or a brokerage firm buy and sell shares in the name of clients? Yes. What is amortization? It is nothing but depreciation of intangible assets. I repeat, depreciation of intangible assets is also called as what? Amortization. Clear? Next. Then we have annuity and annuity due. EMI is nothing but annuity. Every month payment, every month some amount I am paying regularly. Annuity, EMI. If EMI or annuity, both are same. If EMI or annuity falls on the first of every month, that is called what? Annuity due. Increase in the value of asset, appreciation. Buying and selling of shares for profit, arbitrage. Assets which are sold within 1 year, current assets. Assets which are kept for more than 1 year and sold, fixed assets. Assets which are not physical, intangible assets. Selling price is nothing but ask or offer, or it is the minimum price at which I am ready to sell. Then we have verification of balance sheet and P&L account or financial position, audit. Amount what I am not going to receive from customers, bad debts. Statement of financial position, that is assets and liabilities, balance sheet. And what is an asset? It is something which will give me future benefit. I repeat, something which will give me future benefit because of past events is called as asset. Anyone has any doubts in this page? Okay. Next. Then we have bond. Clear? Bond means what? It's a long-term promissory note. Clear? It's a long-term promissory note. And there can be two types of bonds. Registered bond and bearer bond. Clear? There can be two types of bonds. Registered bond, bearer bond. So registered bond means my name will be there on the bond. Bearer bond means name will not be there. Registered means buyer name will be printed. Buyer name is printed. Buyer's name is printed on bond. Bearer instruments means buyer name is not printed. Clear? Printed on bond. Clear? So when I buy a bond or when I buy a promissory note, on that bond or promissory note, my name is printed or my name is written. It is called what? Registered. Or when my name is not written, it is called what? Unregistered or bearer bonds. In detail, we need not understand what these bonds are. This much is enough for us. Next, book value. Sir, book value is also called as net worth. Here also called as net worth. What do we mean by this? Total assets. From this I have to minus what? Outside liabilities. Here outside liabilities will give me what? Will give me, here will give me here book value. Book value is nothing but net worth, which is also called as what? Net worth. And you can, how to calculate net worth? So total assets minus outside liabilities. Outside liabilities means all liabilities except capital. all liabilities except share capital. Clear? So except share capital, all the liabilities you take and then minus. Clear? Outside liabilities means all liabilities except share capital. Clear? That will be book value. So they say total assets minus total liabilities means book value of a shareholder's equity. Book value also means the value of asset recorded in company's books of accounts. It also means what? Book value also means what? Value of asset where in the financial reports, as recorded where in financial reports. Clear? It can be either net worth as we calculated, or the asset value recorded in balance sheet. Remember one thing, book value is different from true value. Clear? Book value is different from true value. True value means market value. Obviously, market value, clear? Market value will be different, book value will be different. Book value can be more than market value, it can be equal to market value, it can be lesser than market value. Clear? Next, break even point. Sir, it is a point where revenue is equal to expenditure. Revenue is equal to expenditure, or income equals to expenditure, where there is no profit or no loss. A situation where all my income, credit side is equal to debit side. A situation where my income is equal to expenditure is called what? Break even point. Since my income is equal to expenditure, there is neither a profit nor a loss. Clear? It is the amount of revenue from sales which exactly equals the amount of expense. That is what I have written. Just remember this much what I have written. Enough. Break-even point is often expressed as number of units that must be sold to produce revenues exactly equal to expense. All this headache why? Just remember revenue equal to income. Clear? Now, sales above break-even point. This is very important. Sales above break-even point will give me profit, and sales below the break-even point will give me loss. Simple. Sales a break-even point, just remember expenditure. Just remember break-even point as expenditure. Now tell me, sales above the expenditure will give me profit. Sales below the expenditure will give me loss. Clear? If my income is above my expenditure, profit. If my income is below my expenditure, loss. You can write like this also. Income is greater than expenses, profit. Sir, income is less than expenses, loss. You can remember like this also. Clear? So sales above break-even point means income is greater than expenditure. I repeat, sales above break-even point means income is greater than expenditure, which is nothing but profit. And sales below the break-even point means income is less than expenditure. That is nothing but loss. Clear? So there can be a situation of profit also, there can be a situation of loss also. Next, then we have budget. What is a budget, sir? Plan for future. What plan for future? Income and expenditure plan for future. My future income and expenditure plan is called as what? Budget. Next 6 months, how much income should I earn? Next 6 months, how much expenses should I make? That is nothing but budget. Expected income and expected expenditure in future is called what? Budget. Then we have bear. Bear are the people who expect fall in stock prices, fall in prices in where? Stock market. I repeat, people who feel that prices are going to reduce in stock market are called what? Bears. Clear? Is called as bear. And what is a apna bull are the people who expect prices to increase. Clear? Bull is a person who feels that prices are going to increase. Bear is a person who feels that prices are going to decrease. These stock market players are pessimist. Pessimist means fall in price, negative opinion. They expect the share or any other type of investment to fall. That is what I told. And then we have base price. Clear? Base price means stock price, or you can say share price. Share price at the beginning of stock market. Like let us say morning 10 o'clock, let us say morning 10 o'clock stock market opens. Let us assume that morning 10 o'clock stock market opens. Exactly 10 o'clock, what is the opening price of a share? I repeat, the opening price of a share when the stock market opens is called what? Base price. That is what I have written. Share price at the beginning of stock market. Exactly 10 o'clock, let us say stock market opens. Clear? Exactly 10 o'clock share market opens. 10 o'clock, what is the price of my share? Is called what? Base price. Sir, what is the difference between stock and share? Group of shares is called stock. Clear? If I have, clear, I bought on, clear, one unit is called share. Multiple shares together is called stock. Clear? I purchased one unit in your company. It is called share. I purchased multiple shares in your company. They are called stock. Group of shares together are called stock. Both are same. Clear? This is the only difference. I hope everyone understood difference between stock and shares. So multiple shares put together will give me what? Stock. Yes, lots of shares is also called as stock. Like lot of shares. Group of shares put together is a lot. That lot is nothing but stock. So base price means this is the price of a security at the beginning of what? Trading day. Trading day, which is used to determine what? Minimum and maximum and operational ranges. Means opening price will decide what should be the minimum price of my stock, what should be the maximum price of my share, and how much fluctuation should be there in my stock market. Because stock market way prices will not remain same, right? They keep increasing and decreasing. Then we have basket trading. Clear? Basket trading means buying and selling 30 shares. I repeat, buying and selling, buy or sell, buy or sell 30 shares at a time in where Sensex. Buying and selling at least 30 shares in Sensex market. I am buying or selling minimum 30 shares in Sensex. That is called what? Basket trading. Clear? See here. Basket trading, a facility by which investors are in a position to buy or sell all 30 scripts in Sensex in proportion to what current weights in Sensex in one go. All these things not required. Just remember, buying and selling of shares in Sensex in minimum 30 quantity is called what? Is called basket trading. Then we have a bear market. It's a market where stock prices fall consistently. Regularly price keeps falling. A market where price keeps falling is called what? Bear market. Clear? Next. Then we have Badla. Now Badla mein I will tell you. Normally if I buy, let us say if I sell shares, today, if I sell shares today, you think I will receive money today itself? Anyone has idea about stock market? If I sell the shares today, you think now only I will receive money? No. It takes T plus 2 days. It takes T plus 2 days to settle a transaction. Settle transaction. It takes what? T plus 2 days to settle a transaction. Means transaction day plus another 2 days. T means transaction. Transaction day plus another 2 days it will take to finish a transaction. Now let us assume that Thursday. Clear? Thursday. Thursday is what, sir? 13th. 13th May 2021. I sold shares. So it will take Thursday plus another 2 days. That is Friday another day called Saturday. Clear? Transaction plus 2 days it will take. Means I will receive my money on Sunday, correct? I will receive my money on Sunday. Yes, even for purchase also it will take. Even for purchase also it will take same. Even for purchase also it will take T plus 2 days. But I am taking an example of sales. Clear? So for purchase also it will take T plus 2 days. For sale also it will take T plus 2 days. But I am giving only example of sales. So Sunday I have to receive money. I have to receive my money on Sunday. But sir, problem, Sunday stock market will be open or closed? Sunday stock market will be closed. Sunday stock market will be closed. Now tell, my transaction, is it completed within the same week or is it carried forward to next week now? In this situation, my transaction, is it completed in the same day or is it carried forward to next day? It is carried forward to next week. So when the transaction is not completed, the day on which I have to receive money, clear, the day on which I have to receive money is a Sunday, and Sunday stock markets are closed. So even Saturday also it is closed. Even Saturday also it is closed. I am not bothered about Saturday. I will be bothered about day on which I have to receive money. So the day on which I have to receive money is a Sunday. So transaction will be carried forward to next week. So when a transaction is not completed in a week and it is carried forward to next week, those transactions are called what? Badla. These type of transactions are called what? Badla. When the transaction of 1 week is incomplete and it is forwarded to next week, means next settlement period. This is called what? Badla. See here, carry forward of transaction from one settlement period, that is current week, to next settlement period, that is next week, without delivery of payment. If I buy shares, delivery is not given to me. If I sell shares, payment is not given to me. So in the same week, neither payment is happening, nothing is happening. Same transaction I told, since Sunday is a closing date, transaction will not happen, carry forward to next week. This is called what? Badla. Next, then we have blue chips. These are very huge companies. Huge companies. Clear? They are huge companies. Shares of large or well established and financially sound companies are called what? Are called as blue chips. Like let us say Reliance Industries Limited, Tata Motors is there, Tata Consultancies is there. All the big companies, all big companies are called what? Shares of all the big companies, huge companies in the market are called what? Blue chips. And the price volatility, clear? The price volatility of such shares is moderate, means huge ups and downs will not happen. I repeat, normally in stock market ups and downs will happen, but in case of blue chip companies, huge ups and downs will not happen. Very little increase or very little decrease will be there, and they have an impressive record of earnings and dividend. They pay regular dividend, they pay high amount of dividend also. They provide low to moderate current yield and moderate to high capital gains yield. So point number one, what is blue chip? It's a company share, it's a share of a company which is very huge in stock market. They pay you dividends also, clear, they pay you either dividends or earnings, whatever it is, regularly. Plus price volatility, means price fluctuations of these type of companies is very less. And moreover, they provide very low or moderate current yield, means you will have less profit, you will have less dividend will be very less, but they say moderate to high capital yield, means dividend will be very less but high profits on sale of these shares. Current yield means, I repeat, current yield means dividend. So dividend what you receive from these companies will be very less. But when you sell the shares of these companies, huge profits will be there. 1000%, 2000% profits will be there. Why? People are dying to buy the shares of these type of companies. Clear? They are called what? Blue chips. Next. Then we have beta. Sir, beta is nothing but relationship between stock price and particular stock. Now let us say, for example, when stock market में Huge increase is there in stock market. Increase in stock market, how will it impact my share price? Increase in stock market, what will it have, what type of impact it will have on my shares of my company? That is called what? Beta. I repeat, increase in stock market or decrease in stock market, what effect it will have on a particular stock, means on a particular company share. Clear? That is called what? Beta. Relationship. They clear. When stock market price increases, my stock price may decrease. When stock market price decreases, my stock price may increase. It may have a direct relationship also, indirect relationship also. It all depends upon public. It may have direct also, it may have indirect relationship also. Clear? If profits are there, then more dividend is to be given to no. See, remember one thing. Even if profits are there, payment of dividend is not mandatory as per Companies Act. I repeat, as per Companies Act, payment of dividend is not mandatory. As per Companies Act 2013, section number I don't know because I don't teach law. If you want section number, please contact your law faculty. But I will tell you the general rule. As per Companies Act 2013, payment of dividend is not mandatory. Sir, if I have huge profits also, my wish, I may pay 100% dividend. I can pay 50% dividend. I can pay 70% dividend. I can say I will not pay dividend. That's my wish. That is my wish. Clear? It is my wish. If I want to pay dividend, I will pay. If I don't want to pay dividend, I will not pay. That's my wish. Clear? So company ka, according to Companies Act 2013, it is not mandatory for a company to pay dividend. Clear? So if I'm having huge profits, it doesn't mean that I have to pay huge profits, huge dividends. If I'm having less profits, it doesn't mean that I have to pay less dividend. No, it all depends on company. Sir, company can pay dividend even when company is running into losses. If company wants to pay dividend, if company wants to pay dividend, clear, it can pay even if it's running into losses. Clear? From where, sir? From my reserves and surplus are there, right? In balance sheet, reserves and surplus will be there. From that I can pay. So remember one thing, profits are not clear. Company will not see profits before declaring the dividend. High profits doesn't mean high dividend. Less profits doesn't mean less dividend. My wish. Board of directors will decide whether to give or not to give dividend. And that decision will be final. If they want in losses also, they can pay dividend. I hope it is clear. Next. Then we have bid. Bid means the highest price a buyer is willing to pay. Means maximum price what buyer can pay. Is called what? Is called as bid. I repeat, the maximum price what I want to purchase. The maximum price for which I want to purchase the shares. Bid. The minimum price for which you want to sell the shares. Ask. I repeat, minimum price for which you want to sell the shares. Clear? Is called what? Ask. Let us say, for example, ask is nothing but minimum price. Minimum price to sell. You want to sell for minimum 120 rupees. Clear? Minimum price at what you want to sell is 120. That is ask. And bid means maximum price to buy. This is the maximum price what I want to buy is 105. Now tell, the minimum price for which you want to sell a share is 120 rupees. The maximum price what I want to buy is 105 rupees. Will a transaction take place? No. Transaction will not take place. Transaction will take place only when ask and bid are same. Asking price and bidding price are same. Otherwise, transaction will not take place. There is no negotiation. In stock market, negotiation will not happen. It's not like a vegetable market, right? Negotiation will not happen. I will tell I want to sell at 120. If you don't pay, someone else will pay. Khatam. If this fellow does not pay 105, I will sell to someone else. My wish. Next, broker or brokerage firm. This we have already studied. Clear? This we have already studied in point 1. Is just, you can say, a repeated one. Clear? Is just a repeated one. Next. Next. Then we have bull market. I hope everyone's bull market. Bull market means it's a market where price increases. Clear? It's a market where stock price is increasing consistently. When stock market price decreases, it is called bear market. When stock market price increases, it is called what? Bull market. Then we have business day. Sir, business days are nothing but days where stock markets are open. Clear? Stock markets are open. Sir, stock markets are closed on Saturday, Sunday and public holidays. I repeat, stock markets are closed on Saturday. Stock market is closed on Saturday, Sunday and public holiday. Clear? What is public holiday? Holiday declared as public holiday by central government is called public holiday. Next. Then we have bonus. Bonus shares means shares given free of cost. Shares given free of cost. Shares given free of cost is called what? Bonus shares. Clear? Whenever the shares are given to, I repeat, whenever the shares are given free of cost, that is called what? Bonus shares. See here. It is a free allotment of shares made in proportion to what? Existing shares out of accumulated reserves. Like if I have lots of reserves and surplus, which I feel is useless. I repeat, I have lots of reserves and surplus, which I feel is useless. Clear? Which I feel is useless. Then what will happen? I will convert that extra reserves and surplus into bonus shares. I will remove reserves and surplus and transfer it to share capital. How, sir? By issuing bonus shares. Clear? Now see, bonus share does not constitute additional wealth to shareholders. It is not extra. I am not paying even 1 rupee wealth also to acquire that shares. That is free of cost. It just signifies recapitalization of reserves into equity share capital. Means conversion of reserves and share capital. It means conversion of reserves and surplus into share capital. How can I convert my reserves and surplus into share capital, sir? By issuing something called bonus shares. Clear? Next. Then we have book closure. Clear? Book closure. Normally what happens is books of accounts of a company. Normally what happens is books of accounts of a company you can go to and verify anytime. Books of accounts of a company you can go and verify anytime. But for some days, let us say for example before payment of dividend, 3-4 days before the payment of dividend, they will close the inspection of books of accounts. Why? Because they have to update the shareholders name, they have to update the dividend payable, they have to update the dividend, how much calculation of dividend, all these things should be done. That is why 3 or 4 days before the payment of dividend, they will close the books of accounts so that they will update them. That is called what? Book closure. See here. Dates between which a company keeps its registers of members closed for what, sir? For updating prior to payment of dividends or issue of new shares or debentures. So before, in case if I want to pay dividend, I need to know how many shareholders are there, in whose name shares are there, how many shares are there in which person's name. All these things I need to calculate. So that is why I will close my books of accounts for 3-4 days. It can be for more number of days also. Then brokerage. Sir, broker will buy and sell, agent will buy and sell the shares for me, right? Agent or a broker will buy and sell shares on behalf of client. What is the income I will receive as an agent, sir? Brokerage, commission. It is a commission charged by the broker or an agent. And remember one thing, I cannot decide how much commission I need. Who will decide? The maximum brokerage. Maximum brokerage chargeable is determined by whom? SEBI. Clear? The maximum brokerage chargeable is determined by whom? SEBI. More than that, I cannot charge. Then bull, it is a person who expects what? Rise in price of shares. A person who expects increase in price of shares. He is optimistic. Optimistic. Next, business risk. Clear? Business risk. Sir, it is inherent. Riskiness. The riskiness inherent means mandatory in firm's operation if it uses no debt. If I don't take any loan, what is the risk I'm going to face? When I don't take any loan, what is the risk I'm going to face? Now let us say, for example, if I don't take loan, I will not be able to expand my business. If I don't take a loan, I will not be able to expand my business. If I don't expand my business, competitor will snatch away my customers. That is nothing but business risk. So risk what a business has to face if you don't take any loan or a debt. If I don't take any loan or debt, I cannot expand my business. If I don't expand my business, what will happen? Someone else will capture the market. Clear? Next. Then we have buyer. Buyer is nothing but person who has placed order for what purpose? Purchase of securities. I am clear. A person who wants to buy the securities, who has ordered the securities is called what? Buyer. And then we have call option. See here. An option that gives to an investor the right but not the obligation to buy a particular stock at a particular price at a particular time. I have a right to buy your shares, but I don't have any legal obligation. I repeat, I have a right to buy your shares, but you cannot force me to buy your shares at a particular price, date and time. That is called what? Call option. And then we have capital budgeting. Sir, what is capital budgeting? Planning expenditure on assets. Expenditure on assets is nothing but capital budgeting. It is also called as CapEx, capital expenditure. Let us revise once. So point number one, bond. What is bond, sir? Bond is nothing but, as I already told you, it's a long-term promissory note. There are two types of bonds, registered and bearer. When my name is printed on that bond, it is called registered bond. My name is not printed on the bond. I can give it to anyone. That is called bearer bond or unregistered or non-registered bond. Clear? The value of an asset in the balance sheet is called book value, or you can also call book value as net worth. How to calculate net worth? Total assets minus outside liabilities. Outside liabilities means all liabilities except share capital will give me what? Book value. Book value and market value will never be same. Next, break even point. When income is equal to expenditure, there is no profit, no loss. That situation is called what? That situation is called break even point. Sales above the break even point means sales above my expenditure will give me profits. Sales below the break even point or below the expenditure will give me losses. Budget is nothing but future income and expenditure. Person who is expecting share price to fall, bear. The opening price in a stock market, base price. Minimum 30 shares I can buy and sell in Sensex market. That is called basket trading. A market where price continuously is decreasing, bear market. When transaction is not completed in a particular week and transaction is forwarded to next week or next settlement period, that is called what? Badla. Shares of huge companies, big companies, large companies is called blue chip. Blue chip mein dividend will be very less, but when you buy and sell the shares, profits will be very high. And moreover, the increase that price fluctuations in stock market, I repeat, and price fluctuations in stock market will also be very less. Then we have beta. Beta is nothing but increase or decrease in stock market. How will it affect my shares? The maximum price what I am ready to buy, bid. Minimum price what I am ready to sell, ask. The commission what is given to a broker registered with SEBI is called what? Brokerage. Who will decide the maximum brokerage? SEBI. Then we have bull market. It's a market where people expect increase in prices. Clear? Day when clear the number of days or days when stock market is open is called what? Business day. Like it is clear Monday to Friday it will be open. Monday to Friday only stock market will be open. So stock market is closed on what? Saturday, Sunday and public holiday declared by government, central government. Then we have bonus. Shares given free of cost by converting clear shares given free of cost to a shareholder by converting reserves and surplus into share capital is called what? Bonus. Days when books of accounts are closed for inspection for payment of dividend or any other work. Book closure. Commission paid to a broker or an agent. Brokerage. Person who expects price to increase in market. Bull market or bull. Risk what I am taking by not taking a loan and expanding my business. Business risk. Person who has ordered the shares in market. Buyer. I am having a right to buy your shares, but you cannot force me to buy your shares at a particular date, time and price. Call option. Clear? My future expenditure in capital. My future expenditure in assets, fixed assets is called what? Capital expenditure or capital budgeting. Next. Next we have capital gains yield. Clear? Capital gains yield. It means what? It is a capital gain during a given year dividend by the beginning price. It is nothing but percentage of gain. Percentage of gain in dividend. Percentage of gain in dividend. When you compare, clear? Now let us say for example total dividend received in a year divided by opening price into 100 will give me what? Yield. Yield is always nothing but percentage. Yield means something in percentage is called what? Yield. My dividend in percentage. Like let us say for example 1000 rupees is the price per share and I have received 200 rupees worth of dividend. How to calculate yield? Price of share, sorry, dividend received divided by price of share into 100, that is 20%. This is nothing but yield. Yield is nothing but income in percentage. Clear? Dividend in percentage or capital gain in percentage. Next we have capital market. So it's a financial market where shares or stocks are sold. Then we have cash budget. Clear? A table showing cash flows. Cash flows means cash inflows also, cash outflow also. Clear? It's just like a cash book. It's just like a cash book where all the cash receipts are shown and cash payments are shown. Then we have credit period. Clear? Credit period. Clear? It is nothing but length of time. It is the length of time for which credit is granted. Let us say for example I take a loan of 10 lakhs. Clear? I take a loan of 10 lakhs for 5 years. So what is the credit period? 5 years. What is the credit period? 5 years. Clear? Next. Just 1 minute. Next. Then we have closing price. Clear? When stock market closes every day, right? Whenever the stock market closes, clear? Stock market, the closing price at the end of stock market is called as what? Closing price. See here, the trade price, the share price of a security at the end of trading day. Clear? At the end of trading day. Around 3:30 p.m. Stock market closes. So 3:30 p.m. what is the share price? That is called as closing price. Next. Then we have clear. Then we have commercial paper. Remember one thing. Today's closing price will become tomorrow's opening price. Today's closing price will become tomorrow's opening price. Commercial paper. It's a short-term promissory note of big companies. Clear? I repeat, short-term promissory note of huge companies is called what? Commercial paper. And commercial paper ka minimum value should be 1 lakh or more. I repeat, Point number one, what is a commercial paper? It's a short-term promissory note issued by big companies. And what is the minimum value of every promissory note? 1 lakh or more. And moreover, interest rate will be below commercial bank rate. Commercial bank rate means, let us say if a bank is giving me loan at 10% interest. If a bank is giving me loan at 10% interest rate, commercial paper pay interest rate will always be lesser than 10%. So whatever interest rate I'm getting from a bank, commercial paper pay interest rate will always be lesser than bank rate. I'll write here, interest on commercial paper is always lesser than interest on loan from banks. That is why companies prefer commercial paper, huge companies. Next, then we have commodities. Clear? Commodities. Just like stock market, we have commodities market also, where commodities are traded. What is traded? Commodities are traded. Where commodities are traded. Example of commodities: agricultural products, natural resources, gold, diamonds. These are all traded. Just like stock market, we have commodities market. Like let us say, for example, for buying and selling of gold, we have two markets: MCX market and bullion market. Clear? Just for example, for gold, we have gold market, we have MCX market and bullion market. Both are nothing but examples of commodity market. Next, then we have convertible securities. Means any security which can be converted into equity share. I repeat, any security which can be converted into, I repeat, security that can be converted into another security. Let us say, for example, preference shares converted into equity shares. They are called what? Convertible preference shares. They are called what? Convertible preference shares. Or debentures can also be converted into equity shares. They are called what? Convertible debentures. So any security which is convertible into equity shares. Any security which is convertible into equity shares is called what? Is called as convertible security. Clear? For example, preference shares being converted into equity shares, or debentures being converted into equity shares, or options, share options being converted into equity shares. They are all examples of what? Convertible securities. Next, then we have consolidation. Consolidation means combination of, clear, combination of two or more entities. Example, Vodafone plus Idea becoming VI. Clear? That is nothing but consolidation. Two or more businesses coming together and transfer all the net assets to a new entity created for that purpose. Like all the assets of Vodafone, clear? All the assets of Vodafone and all the assets and liabilities of Idea. I repeat, all the assets and liabilities of Vodafone and all the assets and liabilities of Idea are transferred to a new company called what? To a new company called Vodafone Idea. Clear? This is called what? This is called as consolidation. So in simple words, we can say in consolidation, clear? In consolidation, what will happen? In consolidation, two companies will come together and create a third company. Clear? Or I can say something like this: two or more companies come together to create third company. Clear? To create third company. Clear? Two or more companies will come together to create what? A third company. Sir, what is future? Sir, future is a contract. Clear? Future is a contract in which two or more people, I repeat, future is a contract in which what will happen, or it's, you can say it's an agreement. It's an agreement wherein two people will buy and sell a commodity at a future date. Let us say, for example, I want to buy gold. I want to buy gold in, let us say, in the month of December. I want to buy gold in the month of December. You want to sell gold in the month of December. So what happens? We both enter into an agreement saying that on so and so date in the month of December at so and so price, I will buy the gold from you. You will sell the gold to me. That is called what? That is nothing but future. It's an agreement between two parties to buy or sell a commodity in future. Clear? in a commodity market. That is called futures. I hope you understood. Next, then we have creditors. Sir, people whom I have to pay money. I repeat, people to whom I have to pay money is called what? Creditors. You owe money. People to whom you owe money. We owe money. We have to pay. Have to pay. We have to pay. People to whom we have to pay money is called what? Is called as creditors. And then we have debentures. Clear? Debentures are debt instruments. Let us say, for example, shares. Clear? Company is looking for loan. Company is looking for loan. Company has two options now. Option number one, go to bank and take a loan, or option number two, issue debentures. I repeat, company wants to take loan. It has two options. Option number one, go to bank and take a loan, or option number two, issue debentures. Majority of the big listed companies, rather than taking a loan from bank, they will issue debentures. Means I will give a loan to a company. I will give a loan to a company. Public will give loan to a company. Now, when public gives a loan to company, what is the guarantee that company will repay me back? What is the guarantee that when I give a loan to the company, company will repay me back? That is nothing but debenture. It's a document evidencing the loan given by public to company, and it is not secured by physical assets or collateral. Normally, there are multiple types of debentures. Secured debentures are also there. Unsecured debentures. Unsecured debentures ko there will be no physical asset or collateral. But secured debentures ko there will be collateral also. There will be physical assets attached also. Debentures are backed only by general creditworthiness and reputation of the issuer. Why will I give a loan to a new company? Why will I give a loan to a company which I know is not good? Public will invest in debentures. Public will give loans by taking debentures only to those companies who are creditworthy. Means they are big companies, nice companies. They have a very good reputation. Why? Because mostly it is unsecured form of investments. Mostly it is unsecured. Secured debentures are also there, but very rarely we see secured debentures. Mostly we see unsecured debentures only. And then we have debtors. Sir, who are debtors? Who owe money to us? Like people who have to pay money to us are called as what? Debtors. And then we have defensive stock. Defensive stock means it's a share of a company which provides constant dividends and stable earnings even in the period of economic downturn. Means, sir, whether company is running into profits, whether company is running into loss, whether stock market is booming, whether stock market is crashing, I am least bothered. Company in any situation, company will pay me dividend. Clear? But remember, in defensive stock, dividend will be very less. Dividend will be less. Will be less. But 100% sure that I will receive dividend. Receive dividend. Clear? I will receive dividend. Clear? I am 100% sure that I will receive dividend. But dividend rate will be very less. Why? Sir, whatever the situation, Papa, first of all, whatever the situation, they are paying me, right? Whether company's profits, whether it is in losses, whether stock market is booming, whether stock market is crashing, in any situation, these people are ready to pay me dividend. That is why they will pay less dividend. But I am 100% sure I will receive some dividend or the other. Clear? So let us revise once. Point number one, what is yield, sir? Yield is nothing but percentage, income in percentage, gain in percentage. Clear? Next, capital market, it's a market where shares are bought and sold. What is a cash budget? It's nothing but cash income and cash expenses. Opening balance of cash is just like a cash book. We also call it as cash flow statement. Credit period, the period for which I am taking a loan, the period for which I am taking a loan is called credit period. Then we have closing price. Price of a share at the end of stock market trading is called what? Closing price. Short-term promissory note of huge companies, commercial papers. Interest rate on commercial papers is always lesser than interest rate on loan from bank. Clear? Next. And minimum, what is the value of minimum value of commercial paper? 1 lakh. Minimum value of commercial paper is 1 lakh. And then commodities market, it's a market where commodities are traded. Example, agricultural products and gold. Agricultural products ka market I have no idea, because I invest in gold, so I know that gold mein MCS market is there, bullion market is there. Which type of market is there for agricultural products, I have no idea, so I can't give wrong information. Gold I invest, that is why I know it is MCX or bullion market. Next, convertible securities. So when shares are, when security is converted into equity share, that is called as what? Convertible securities. Example, convertible debentures, which can be converted into equity shares, or convertible preference shares, which can be converted into equity shares. Consolidation. So two or more companies are coming together, all their assets they are transferring and creating a new company. Clear? Next, people who I have to pay money. I repeat, people to whom I have to pay money. Creditors. People who have to pay me money. Debtors. Shares of companies which will give me 100% guaranteed dividend. Every situation, any situation, they are ready to pay me dividend. But dividend rate is less. Defensive stock. These type of companies ka shares are called defensive stock. And what are debentures? They are nothing but debt instruments. They are mostly unsecured. See, secured debentures are also there, but 99% of the times companies will always issue unsecured debentures. That is why before investing, people will see what? Your credit worthiness and reputation, because they are mostly unsecured. Next, then we have depreciation. Clear? Then we have depreciation. Depreciation is nothing but reduction in the value of asset. Reduction in the value of asset. Clear? Reduction in the value of asset is called what? Is called as depreciation. And depreciation is calculated on what? Tangible assets. Clear? I repeat, depreciation is calculated on which assets? Tangible assets. But as I already told you, same depreciation, if I calculate, clear? Same depreciation, if I calculate on what? If I calculate on intangible asset, that becomes what? That becomes amortization. So what is depreciation? It is a way of spreading the cost of an asset over its expected useful economic life. I am not debiting the asset. I am not debiting the asset completely value to P&L account. Slowly over the useful life of an asset, I will transfer the value to P&L account. It is an expenditure, obviously. Allowance made for wear and tear, regular use of an asset over its estimated useful life. Clear? Next. Then we have derivative. Clear? Then we have derivative. Clear? It is a security whose price is derived from one or more underlying asset. I repeat, it is price. It is the price of a security which is decided based on what? Asset. Asset can be currency. Clear? Asset can be interest rates. Asset can be bonds. Asset can be anything. When an asset decides the price of a share, that is called what? Derivative. The most types of assets are what? Stock, bonds, commodities, currencies, interest rates, market indexes, that is increase or decrease in share price. Next, diversification. Clear? Diversification means investing in multiple areas to reduce risk of loss. Clear? Risk of loss is called what? Diversification. Like rather than investing, clear, rather than investing full money. I repeat, rather than investing full money. Let us say I have 10 crores to invest. If I invest complete 10 crores only in Reliance Industries Limited, if I invest complete 10 crores only in one company, risk of losing the money will be very high. So what will I do? 1 crore I will invest in Reliance, 1 crore I will invest in Tata, 1 crore I will invest in Adani, 1 crore I will invest in Amazon, 2 crores I will invest in Flipkart, 2-3 crores whatever is balance I will invest in apna IBM, or I will invest in apna Apple. So I will not keep all my investment in one place. I will diversify. I will keep my investing in multiple places, so that if one investment is not giving me profits, at least I can recover that from second investment. So reducing the investment risk by purchasing shares of different companies operating in different sectors. So different company, different sectors may I'm purchasing their shares. Why? Because if I invest in shares of all the shares in one company only, risk of loss will be there. Clear? Next. Then we have dividend. It is nothing but income on securities, income on shares, income on shares given to whom, sir? Shareholders, obviously. Clear? Income given on shares to shareholders is called what? Dividend. A portion of company's earnings decided to pay to its shareholders in return to their investment. Since I'm investing in your company, you're giving me something in return called dividend. And as I already told you, payment of dividend is not mandatory. Clear? Next. Then we have equity or net worth. This we have already discussed. What is equity of net worth? Total assets minus, I repeat, total assets minus all liabilities except share capital. So can I say equity share capital plus preference share capital is nothing but my net worth. I repeat, all assets minus all liabilities except share capital. Except share capital, keep share capital aside, and all the assets minus all the liabilities will what is the remaining balance? Share capital only. So in an indirect way, I can say equity share capital plus preference share capital is nothing but my net worth. Equity share capital plus preference share capital is nothing but my net worth. The capital supplied by common stockholders. Common stock means equity shares. Paid in capital, that is paid up capital, retained earnings, that is reserves and surplus, and occasionally certain reserves and specific reserves. Forget all these things. Total equity is common equity plus preferred stock. Common equity is nothing but equity shares. Preferred stock is nothing but preference shares. So equity, clear? Equity share capital. So I repeat, equity share capital plus preference share capital together is called what? Equity or net worth. And then we have exchange rate. Clear? Exchange rate. Exchange rate is basically for currencies. Currencies. They say the number of units of given currency that can be purchased for 1 unit of other currency. Sir, how many units? How many units of dollars? Units of dollars I can buy for, let us say, what is the dollar rate? Let us see today what is the dollar rate. 73. Clear? 73.42. 73.42. So how many units of dollar I can buy for 73.42 rupees? Clear? For 73.42 rupees. This is called what? This is called as exchange rate. Means I am giving 73.42 rupees to you. And how many dollars I am getting from you? 1. I am giving you 73.42 rupees. And how many dollars I am getting from you? 1 rupee. This is called what? Exchange rate. This is called which rate? Exchange rate. Rate of exchange between two currencies. Clear? This is called exchange rate. Or you can simply say rate of exchange between two currencies. What is exchange rate? It is nothing but rate of exchange between two currencies. Clear? Two currencies. If more than two currencies are involved, it is called cross rate. Clear? If more than two currencies are involved, it is called cross rate. It is not there in our syllabus. Next, face value. What is the face value? Sir, it is the value of share. It is the actual value of share. Actual value of share. Clear? The value of share, like when first time the company issues IPO, the initial public offer made, the price at which I buy share is called what? Face value. The actual price of a share. I am not talking about stock market. Clear? I repeat, in stock market, it is not called face value. It is called market value. I am talking the actual price of share which is mentioned on share certificate. The price of share which is mentioned on the share certificate is called what? Face value. It is the cash denomination or the amount of money the holder of individual security is going to earn from the issue of security at the time of maturity. Means at the time of maturity, if I give back the share to you, how much money you are going to give me? Obviously, you are going to give me face value only. Clear? It is also called as which value? Par value. This is very important. Face value is also called as par value. It is nothing but the value of share mentioned on a share certificate. Next, then we have financial instrument. Clear? Now, what is a financial instrument? Sir, it is nothing but cash. Clear? It is nothing but cash, partnership deed, or any other agreement or negotiable instrument, or for that matter, any written or authenticated evidence that shows what? That shows the existence of a transaction or an agreement. It is also called as nominal value. Face value, nominal value, par value, all are same. Clear? Next. So any agreement, clear, like any agreement between you and me, which have clear, which proves that we have entered into an agreement. I repeat, any agreement, I repeat, any agreement which has a proof of a transaction is called what? Financial instrument. I repeat, any agreement which has a proof of transaction is called as financial agreement. Let us say you and me entered into an agreement that you will give me diamonds for 6 months. After 6 months, I will pay money to you. You give me diamonds today, I will pay money after 6 months. So the agreement between you and me, is it a proof of transaction? Yes, that is called financial instrument. Then we have financial intermediary. Clear? Financial intermediary. It is nothing but a link between a provider who provides securities and a user who purchases securities. Who provides the securities? Company. I repeat, who provides the securities? Company. And who buys the securities? People. So there is you cannot directly go and buy shares in a share market. You directly cannot go and buy shares in a share market. Now you will tell, sir, I will download one app, angel trading or some angel broking. I will download and no. You cannot buy directly shares. You cannot sell directly shares in a stock market. Unclear? You have to go through what? Broking. Like it can be angel broking, Upstock is there. So many grow. So many apps are there. These are all nothing but stock brokers. So these are the people considered as what? Financial intermediary means these are the people who are there in between a company and a purchaser. Example, share broker, and almost all the banks are examples of financial intermediaries. And then we have government bonds. Sir, bonds issued by government. Simple. We have already studied bond, right? Bonds issued by government are called as government bonds. Clear? In government bonds, interest rate will always be high. Other than government bonds, interest rate will always be less. I repeat, interest rate on government bonds will always be high. Interest rate on other than government bonds will always be less. Clear? So these are the concepts what we have studied today. Balance concepts we will continue in tomorrow's class. Clear? So balance concepts definitions we'll see in tomorrow's class. Anyone has any doubts, you can please ask. Otherwise, we can close our class. No doubts? Okay. So let us close and meet again tomorrow. Bye everyone.